was the first movie that we caught a little bit of Dirty Disney.
It's true. Take off all your clothes.
Yeah.
Folks, this is MetaShop. My name is Mike Muncatchy.
And I'm Alex Muncatchy.
And we're here to bring you the latest and greatest in video game and movie news. So what's on the docket today, Al?
Bethesda.
Oh, bless you. So... So what's crack-a-lackin' with Bethesda? Fallout 76?
Fallout 76. That's kind of the topic that's been dominating the conversation all around the interwebs. Mm-hmm. And it's an interesting discussion because it's not a full numbered, successor to Fallout 4.
It's the 76th game in the series.
It is. And it's fascinating because it's its own thing. And it's using some Quake netcode. Mm-hmm. It's being developed by a new studio as well, in partnership with Bethesda Game Studio, BSG, for those in the know.
What does that stand for?
It's BGS. I'm so sorry. It's Bethesda Game Studios. No, but it's...
Wait, it's BGS? That's BGS. The name of the studio?
Yeah. Well, that's the acronym that everyone goes...
Bethesda Game Studios.
Right. So it's
so it's done by a separate studio though.
But the second studio is ZeniMax Game Studio. It's a new studio that they bought recently after another company. They were working on a project, but their specialty was taking the creation engine and utilizing the Quake netcode, and they actually were able to make an online variant within Bethesda's like, I see what you did there.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly how they talk.
I see what's going on here. I'm very curious about your deployment of netcode.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and Todd Howard was, he was excited.
I talked to him at E3.
Todd? Yeah.
I call him Hot Toddy. But he was walking around E3 show floor at Bethesda's booth. Just in a hoodie.
Oh, by the Bethesda booth this time.
Yeah, in the booth. His booth.
Yeah.
Just talking and chatting with people, and compared to Hideo Kojima, who had such a huge crowd gathered around him and cameras on him.
Kojima turns 12 this year, right?
He turns, well, you might not believe this. He is turning 13 this year.
That's incredible.
I think there's something in that serum. Whatever Death Stranding is about, I think it's about Hideo Kojima achieving immortality.
Exactly. It's an autobiography.
Yes, it is.
He's actually the baby in Norman Reedus's pouch.
He really is. It's very weird, though.
It's a story about how Norman Reedus brought him to fruition. Mm-hmm. Came him, I guess, is another phrase as well, but
came him.
Yeah, so it's fascinating to see what's going on with the Fallout franchise because that's where the debate is going on. You are a massive fan of Fallout. You've played Fallout 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 76.
Yeah, I played 5 through 75, and I really enjoyed all those games.
Yeah.
My favorite...
69 wasn't the greatest, but 76 seems to make some improvements.
Don't you dare! Don't you... God damn it! Don't you dare tread on Fallout 69.
I tried.
Just... Listen, once you finally put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it, Fallout 69 is the best game in the series.
I've heard good things.
Yes, it's mostly mumbles, but it's a really fun game.
Online or offline?
Both. It's everywhere you want to be.
I like that.
What I love about the Fallout games, though, and this is
break it down.
Yes, I am going to break. Yo, turn my snare up. The thing that I love about the Fallout games is the writing, the masterful writing, and the art design or the art direction. The issue that we're kind of starting to come up against is that the creation engine.
Yeah,
it's a little long in the tooth. It's been around since Hideo Kojima was born, so it's approximately 13 years old.
Reminds me of Jim Carrey when he puts the asparagus in his mouth as like the prank sequence in Ace Ventura.
Yeah,
that's how long it is in the tooth.
It's so long in the tooth. Yes, and that is such an apt connection to make. I couldn't think of a better way of describing it than by using a metaphor from Ace Ventura, a movie that came out the year that the creation engine was formed. along with the creation of the Earth.
It's the story of the creation.
Yeah, so it's approximately 4 billion years old.
Yeah.
And every single time Bethesda says, "Oh, this game is using the engine, and now there's 4 times the amount of detail."
Yeah.
You can only do so much to polish a turd. Because it's a turd.
And I think that's what's amazing to me is the fact that, they made improvements. I mean, Fallout 4 admittedly does look better than Fallout 3. I don't think that Fallout 3 wasn't really going to set the world on fire.
Pretty moment.
Except for the sunrises are nice. The gun wobble. The gun wobble's cool. I like that they added recoil and made it look nice and everything, and more like.
Please, that hip talking about gun wobble in games. Yo, here now, gun wobble is cool.
Gun wobble.
That's my favorite track.
Yeah, so it's but I know they actually brought in experts. They brought in designers that were supposed to make it more believable and make the world more tangible with the animations, because that was kind of an issue.
Yeah.
Now, do you see a parallel between Bethesda games and their creation engine and what ended up being the downfall of Telltale games with their own point and click engine?
I think what happened with Telltale is it's a really good question.
Break it down for me.
Here, I'll break down. Can I get a little strings? Okay, that's good.
You get the snare as well?
Yep, just a little snare.
Okay.
Can I get a little snapping?
Okay.
All right, good.
It's in.
So here's what was happening.
Thanks, Ray.
No thanks, Ray. I'm still not buying you lunch until you make that thing right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, screw him.
Yeah.
Give me coffee.
Oh, yeah, he's upset. It's okay, he'll live.
He'll get over it. It's
he
fine,
will, exactly.
Yeah, it's fine. But what happened with the creation with Bethesda is that now they're moving into the online space, but they're not really highlighting as much that the game is online only, which I think is a little misleading.
Yeah.
I'll be completely honest. Telltale Games had so many titles.
So you thought that Fallout 76 had a single player?
Well, I wasn't under the impression initially that it was an online only game, because most games let you know that something is online only,
Except for Destiny.
Yeah, except for which has a campaign though.
Has a single player campaign, but it is
It's a couple hours long, right?
Yeah, it's very short.
But
and they still put in a meme worthy of a terrible Peter Dinklage line of dialogue. The far side of the moon.
Peter Dinklage, I love him. I absolutely love him.
And they replaced him with Nolan North.
Peter North. Oh, what's he from? What did he do? Who did he do? He was featured heavily in Fallout 69.
No, was it? He was. That was a natural change for him. It made sense.
It certainly.
His agent's the material writes itself.
I know. It definitely made sense. It was a money shot. It
was definitely a money shot. Now,
in the Telltale though, let's talk about Telltale.
Yes,
Telltale, mostly. Their highest grossing games were the Walking Dead games and the Wolf Among Us, but mostly almost all of them were licensed. They were licensed games based off existing intellectual property.
Licensed games, which I think is amazing to me, because that's a costly endeavor. And they were literally the only people really doing the point and click things. Like you and I were talking about the Life is Strange company. Dot Nod. I can't say DONTNOD. It's one word.
It was actually just Sony.
They did. They did Remember Me, which I actually really liked. And there's a ton of puns and stuff like, "Oh, the game wasn't that memorable," and I thought it was funny because I thought it was really great. It was a fun game.
Life is Strange though.
Life is Strange was great too.
Those people do not talk like regular people.
Nah,
it is very strange how they talk. The thing that I really liked about Telltale games was that they did stick to their own formula since Sam & Max. And
of course, great
writing, wonderful humor. But then they kind of dropped Sam & Max. I don't know when the last Sam & Max came out. And if you say 2018, I'm going to slap you. But sorry about that. Dog is just being murdered in the apartment next to mine. By the way, we are recording this under an underpass, the 405.
Well, I think the dog heard you say you're going to slap me and got really scared.
I don't mean to screw the pooch.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's been screwed.
It's already been done.
I don't know that you can really draw a direct parallel though
between screwing the pooch and Bethesda. You kind of can.
Hey! You first of all, catch your breath.
Okay.
Second of all,
Creation Engine was in a need of an upgrade pretty quickly.
right? I get it.
Now
it was
Kit
used
Bash.
to. What's that?
Kit Bash.
What's what language is that?
Okay, so kit bashing is really kind of interesting. They use it a lot, and it's basically it's a combination of a design and also a methodology that Bethesda has incorporated into all of their games.
Okay.
Basically saying that you can create like a bookshelf, and in Skyrim you will find out that what would normally be a table was actually a bookshelf that was sunken down to the geometry.
Oh yeah.
So kit bashing means you literally are bashing a kit of tools and of geometry and actually building new materials and designs and objects out of that existing thing. And
I dig that. Yeah,
it's cool.
You're cheating.
You're cheating, and it's also very wasteful. If you're really looking at like the resources that you utilize in a game, you're really it can be. I feel like it's kind of a dangerous kind of a concept to implement, and I feel like they got Koopa comfortable.
Koopa comfortable.
They got so Koopa comfortable with.
Speaking of which, folks sitting at home, I should say, one person. Thank you for listening, by the way. We are recording.
He's wearing our shirt.
He certainly is. We are recording this sitting on a couch, a comfortable couch, and we're on one microphone, and we're about, 12, 16, we're approximately we're approximately 2 dicks away from each other.
We're about 1 inch away from each other.
It's true. We are kissing distance.
Yes.
That's right. Dre's
jealous.
I'm sorry. Ice yourself, Dre.
Yes.
Honestly, it reminds me of Chow Yun Fat the other day. Remember?
Except for now he's Chow Yun Slim. You see that he's lost a lot of weight.
We should probably feed him.
Yeah, I think he needs to get back to his own thing, because he used to be. I mean, he was like a star.
He was big time.
Yeah, he was. He really was. Crouching Tiger, right? He was in Crouching Tiger.
Yep. And he was in The Replacement Killers.
That's right.
And he was in. That's right, folks. That's it.
What about Princess Diarrhea or Princess Di? Wait, no. What's Princess?
He was in that one launch game for PS3.
Yeah.
Remember where there's like the foot physics?
I think that's the game that you wanted to make, Mike.
The foot game?
It's a foot game.
I fucking love a good set.
It's footsies, and it was using a PlayStation Move controller.
DSW.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Chow Yun Fat. R.I.P.
R.I.P. But, what are we talking about here? Oh, Bethesda. So, my argument was quite simple. Telltale, they were the market leaders in their respective very niche genre.
Yep.
Point and click games, which is the guys that did Machinarium.
Yes.
They, I think it's like Amanita. I'm so sorry. I speak English, but it's Amanita Design, Amanita. I don't know. And they did a lot of really great stuff.
The music.
Music, but the gameplay is like point and click, but it's very charming. It's a really nice little story. It's a lot of fun. And the puzzles were great too. Life is Strange is a phenomenal game as well that utilizes it too. It's great.
Though. This writing is really weird.
I liked it. I'm
going to introduce a little. Here's a clip of dialogue from Life is Strange. So what did you think about that, Al?
Well, it's tricky because it's not necessarily a game for me, but I can understand the appeal, and I like it that they're going outside the norm of traditional, like what is to be expected from a studio.
Yeah.
And they're kind of doing what Ninja Theory did. What Ninja Theory did with what's the game called with the girl with the mental illness, like the whole thing with like the deep dive.
Sensuo? Or Sensua's Sacrifice?
Yes. So yeah, that was
Soul Sacrifice.
I think that's a PS1 game.
Oh my god, I feel like I'm 90 years old. What's that show? It's the Family Man. What's that? It's got that guy Dick Cage.
I don't know why I sound like that when I'm 90, but it's
you're gonna turn into a meatwad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Come on, guys. I love that. No, but Telltale, they were like, for the most part, they were like the most popular point and click developers. It was theirs to lose. It was their entire industry, their market to lose. But they oversaturated the marketplace. They had a lot of movie license games. They did multiple seasons.
Yeah, and they were good about that. They did episodic content,
and they
delivered.
They did. And The Walking Dead particular was amazing. It was very, very good.
What was your favorite episode of The Walking Dead that they did?
Season 7.
Okay, mine favorite was
Rammstein.
Walking Phoenix. That was my favorite
Yeah.
episode. How dare you
Yeah.
bring up Rammstein? On a dish. By the way, folks, big Rammstein fans here.
Oh, yes. Steiners. So
No,
it's
Alex, we're Rammers.
Rammers.
We're Rammers.
But yeah, there's so much to appreciate with both games and with both franchises and studios for what they do. Telltale did a great job with The Walking Dead. They got a little cocksure.
It did. It is a phrase, and it's getting popular.
It's weird.
I don't know how it makes me feel.
They were it has the word that you like in there and a word that you don't.
I love sure,
Yeah.
but
But that's my thing, is that they oversaturated the marketplace with a lot of licensed content, and they just went nuts with it. Like they released like 4 or 5 games in a year,
which
like,
is what most people would love, but they just end up
but remember
saturating their
remember
own market.
Not only that though, but they also divided their own.
Wait, hold. The bombers have arrived.
Are they the rammers? No, those are choppers.
I think first they chop, then they ram.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. But Telltale is that's my only issue, is that they didn't innovate. Their engine was broken. They didn't even have their physics engine was almost non-existent. Their lighting engine was archaic. But the thing is, they could write the story they needed. They hired a lot of screenwriters or script writers for dialogue and whatnot.
Really good scripts.
But it's like, that's what's crazy. It's like they didn't innovate enough, and they didn't.
Hey! You watch your language. Clementine will remember this.
Yeah, seriously. But and I think Bethesda. I know they're going to be using a new engine. Are they going to be using an upgraded version of the Creation engine, or are we going to be forever stuck in Creation?
It sucks because Fallout 3, Skyrim, all these games use the Creation engine.
Oh, not to mention Fallout 76 being online. Yeah, say goodbye to mods.
I actually think the next, because the new Elder Scrolls was teased and that footage looked unbelievable. Mm-hmm. I think they're using some like a crazy new engine, because
id Tech 2.
id Tech 2. I bet the next Elder Scrolls game. I bet the next Elder Scrolls game will be next gen, and I think they're using a new engine. I think they're calling it Creation right now, but I bet it's going to be whatever, maybe Creation 2, because
do you think that they, now there's also a rumor that Microsoft is like 99% close to buying Obsidian. What do you think of that?
Well, what has Obsidian done lately?
Oh, okay. It's not like, what has Obsidian done for you?
Because Obsidian did Fallout New Vegas, which we all love. It's my favorite.
They haven't done a lot lately, but they're kind of like, they're guns in the tuck.
They're basically like Han Solo. They're like mercenaries.
Han Solo or Han?
Han Solo?
Khan, is that like the more like it depends on the market that it's released in. It kind of changes. Yeah, so I have an issue.
You see, you're sitting on that vine, and I'm just waiting for you to die on the vine. Right?
Die on the vine? There you go. No, but I think that Fallout. What engine do you think you would want? Because I mean, you have the Kojima engine, which is the what is the Kojima engine called? I forgot what it's called.
Well, I mean, whatever they're using for the new game.
Oh no, they're using
not
Grilla. They're using Grilla.
Yeah, because they're not using the Fox engine, because that's Konami. And
right? Yeah. They're using the Grilla engine from I keep saying Enslaved Horizon.
Horizon, yeah, and to me, it's
Looks
the best.
great.
It's the best looking game.
It looks
that I've seen.
Well, I mean, Guerrilla did a phenomenal job.
Guerrilla is, man, they are proving their salt, and it's really impressive too that Sony has had so much, like they've supported Guerrilla for so long.
Do you think Sony would buy Bethesda?
I don't think they can. I think because Bethesda is so huge and so successful.
Yeah.
Between Elder Scrolls and Skyrim is available on potatoes worldwide now.
Yeah.
Just any Idaho spot.
Because I would love the engine if they can if the Starfield, if they could adopt like even the Cry engine. I just don't want it to go into like a Mass Effect Andromeda situation where they have to learn the new tools, and that was kind of what happened. It was lost in the process. It was a transition that didn't really work out.
Because there's the new Rage, that's in development.
It took 4.
It took
3?
5 or
5?
6. Because it took 5 came out during the original.
It's whatever the new Doom cat has.
Yeah, I imagine that there's crosstalk because it's the same company. It's the same parent company.
Yeah.
That there'd be crosstalk with Bethesda to use a new engine.
It's just like Monster Hunter World having the same engine as Soul Calibur 6.
That's interesting. I've never played a Monster Hunter, but Soul Calibur, whatever is responsible for Voldo's duck and roll physics.
Yeah.
I'm down.
It is pretty cool. The leather on his pouch.
Pouch?
Yeah. His penis pouch.
A penis pouch.
Yeah.
You know, I interesting that you noticed that. I usually don't really pay that close
You
of
don't
attention.
pay attention. Voldo he's an exhibitionist.
He's kind of a bag of tricks, right?
He's a bag.
Or
At least a one trick.
Mm-hmm.
But he's by the way, Voldo. Do you think an actor? Do you think a character like that would have existed in today's age? Today's gaming arena? In general?
I think the world needs more Voldo.
That's the most risque freaking thing I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah, like Voldo's
And
actually.
I love it.
Voldo is what happens when 50 Shades of Grey is actually a real thing. He is the most BDSM looking motherfucker.
But he doesn't even move.
You know what he is?
He moves like the guy from Mother. What?
No, he's like
not the guy from Mother, but the thing from Mama.
Yes, and he's like a Silent Hill villain who all of a sudden is like this great fighter.
That's true. That's right. He doesn't even talk normal.
No, he just
breathes.
breathes.
Or maybe are they going to do like a Chewbacca thing where he's actually like all the noises from his breathing actually indicate like speech?
I think his good point, but I think
Chagaba?
I'm pretty sure that his mouth is sewn shut,
and
he's also blind.
But Abe can talk with his mouth sewn shut.
I'm so low.
Wait, can he?
Yeah, he can. No, I think. No,
Speaking of which,
it's cut through. I don't know why, but I think they cut through his.
By the way, there was supposed to be a new Oddworld. What happened to that game?
I don't know.
Like the mystery something storm, like dust
storm. You're right. I remember
Storm.
Stranger's Wrath was a lot of fun.
That was so great.
It was really good. Great humor. Like we need more. We need more.
We need more.
Oddworld.
We need more Oddworld.
And they're their own studio, right? Oddworld Inhabitants.
Yeah, by I can't think of the guy's name, but that was his shtick.
Chow Yun Slim.
Chow Yun Slim. Yeah, he did an amazing job, and he was super passionate about this world, and he was very. Obviously, the first Oddworld was incredibly very politicized. Like everything was super like about the world, about the culture, about like the train. And I think it was really cool. Like it was a really great way of like not being overwhelmingly like bashing you on the head. You could still enjoy it, for what. But it's also like
it was like a vegetarian. There was like a vegetarian stance or a vegan stance.
Also, let's just.
This is the 90s.
Let's talk about the fact that Oddworld. Let's just say it what it is. It's a 2D side-scrolling horror game. This is a survival horror, guys. This is not some game.
It's terrifying.
This whole world, this whole universe is not friendly. There's nothing in this world that wants to have you live.
You know what sounds like the opposite of fun? Having to tiptoe your way up to a proximity mine, crouch down, and then between the red light that comes out of it, wait for it to turn green, and then tap it to deactivate it.
Also, by the way, that explosion sound when
and then if you mess up, you explode into chunks
pieces.
of meat.
They also, by the way, they didn't spare any expense on their sound effect budget because I feel like their explosion was just a little bit too real for me to handle. It wasn't the nice LucasArts style explosion. It was like. It sounded weighty, and it was like it felt like it was in a room. Like I felt like they did a good job at really making you feel like, oh, this thing blows up, like you die, like there's no question.
I mean,
you're not gonna Iron Giant yourself and go back to one piece. You're done. But even like the whole like this the mechanics and everything, and even though that it was like very step based, like there was specific like Tomb Raider at the time, everything was sort of in a grid. You could only move a few steps forward. Timing your jumps and everything was super. Like it's weird because you can use like specific like block by block movement styles.
Yes.
And then what was most fascinating about it was that then the game would require you to then run and jump after using those blocks and squares,
right.
Those square based. What is it called? what's it called? Like grid-based movement is what they call it.
It was, yeah.
But
I mean,
then-
it's also really twitchy.
But then, yeah, super twitchy. Like I remember like jumping and then hanging and then climbing up. That in itself was like a life or death situation that never really worked out well.
Oh God, yeah.
But yeah, it was a very unforgiving game. But it was kind of like a 2D survival horror Dark Souls kind of game where it was like I think you died. Like if you get shot, it's not like one of those things where you get shot once or twice. It's like you get shot by one bullet, you're dead.
It reminded me a little bit of there's a game that came out for the Super Nintendo called
Mario.
Another World. It's a vector. It looked like a vector.
Did that come out for
sprite-
Nintendo, for NES?
Yeah, it was like NES. It was
played-
Mega Drive.
Came out for
PC.
PC, yeah. Vector
And
based.
very, very simplistic, but
Yes.
also theatrical looking because it
Cinematic.
uses kind of like cinematic, but similarly unforgiving.
Very unforgiving.
And a lot of
Gorgeous.
And honestly, I think it's a topic for another episode too.
Yeah.
About games being too forgiving nowadays.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about save points or anything.
You don't want to ask for forgiveness.
That's right, because you know what they say. City folk just don't get it.
They don't get it.
Folks, this has been another episode of MetaChomp. We appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day. You, and I'm talking to you, the one person listening to this podcast. Thank you. My name is Mike Muncatchy.
And I'm Alex Muncatchy.
And also, kind of jumped the gun there on leaving us with the names there. There's a better way to phrase that. Where can we find MetaChomp on social media?
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Google,
Great.
Yahoo.
Definitely find us out in Yahoo Answers. Also, we are on SoundCloud.
Yes.
So if you want to listen to these episodes, check us out on SoundCloud.
Right.
And on top of that, we'll be on Spotify soon as well.
Yes.
So appreciate you guys listening. Be sure to hit us up on Farmers Only because we really need that loving.
We do.
Again, and for one last time before the next episode, my name is Michael Muncatchy.
And I'm Alexander Muncatchy.
And you know what? Have a great day. And Al, do you want to just leave a word of encouragement to our beloved listener?
Go outside.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Alex.
No problem.
Folks, go outside. This has been MetaChomp. And we're out.